This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster. This is actually sort of a redo of her earlier review that I went outside and did a live cast, but it didn't turn out. There was music in the background, there was noise in the background, and you could hardly hear what I was saying. So we're not going to use any of that footage or put it on a bloopers reel because it's terrible. This is a review of the Disaster Artist. Yeah, so we might have done The Room during a collection of weird movies before. It was it's not Room from 2 years ago. It's The Room from 2003. It's a Tommy Wiseau movie. And this is sort of, yeah, in order to explain this film, The Disaster Artist, you have to know which is about the making of The Room. What is The Room? The Room was introduced to me by the college group at the church in around 2012 or so. Perfect year to watch Disaster Artist kind of thing. There was a book that came out called The Disaster Artist, which the movie's based on. It was a independent film, technically. I would call it an independent film because he didn't get a major studio to do it. He just did it. And I think New Line picked it up later as a distributor for the on Warner for the new one. But yeah, Tommy Wiseau and his crew. He went out to Los Angeles to make it big in Hollywood. He's apparently some sort of secret maverick rich guy, and with a funny accent and stuff. And he made a movie that he thought originally was a drama, but it turned out people laughed at it. So, the spur of the moment, he had to decide that it was a comedy. That's in the storybook, I'm told. I don't have the storybook version, but I've read the synopsis. I have seen The Room. It's an exercise in what not to film, basically. It's a best of the worst type of thing. It's probably the worst theatrical, technical film of the past decade, and possibly of the new century thus far. It is. Although, in some respects, it's a best of the worst. Like I was saying, like a Red Letter Media might say, it's not so bad you can't watch it. It's just really, really incompetent, like direction and characters and things like that. They just didn't know what they were doing. And I assume that if you're an amateur director and film person that only watches movies, yeah, your stuff's going to turn out like that. So I wasn't knocking it for being technically incompetent. It just is. It is what it is. Some of it was kind of amazing, although some of the people in the church college group were a little wary of the sex scene, although it was explained at the time that the sex scene is not a sex scene. It's so bizarre that although for the nudity of the guy, you see briefly, it's such a bizarre scene. He doesn't even put his crotch anywhere near her crotch. It's kind of in his inner belly button. You don't actually see anything, you know. This lighting suddenly got really good. Yeah, so now we're on the power of the wall. Yes, that should be in there. The technical competence of our blog here, as we are a little over a dozen movie reviews away from making a reviews channel, 400 videos. The people that we met last summer, I should say, no, several months ago, the Nostalgia Critic, they reached 400 about a week ago. Our channel is the same age, and it's about to reach 400 in about, probably the end of the year. So, cool. So, cool. My channel is not like The Room, though. Although, in a way, it kind of is. It's, the Kal Kat show started out about 9 years ago and was just my attempt to be a failed child star that decides to make it big on the YouTube idea, and it has garnished more of a following than you might think. And although there aren't as many subscribers as many of the larger channels, there is a following with this. Although in the case of Tommy Wiseau's movie, back to that, the Room, it's an exercise, yeah, and just weird. He's sort of a cross between Andy Warhol and Henry Ford from with a little bit of Ed Wood thrown in there. He just figures, hey, I can do a scene where emotions drop off because sure, why not? It'll jump out in the middle of a ranting scene, going, "I did not hit her, I did not," and then he'll immediately say in the same breath, "Hi, Mark." So it's like, what? And there'll be a scene where a lady says, "I definitely have cancer," never comes up again. Just yeah, that's a plot point, a plot hole that he just didn't care about. Yeah, so there's the story is just bizarre. It has, but yeah, the one is the making of The Room. So we get to follow them along as they get together a film crew. They go to Hollywood. His friend becomes more famous as a model and doing other things, and he gets into Hollywood quicker. And he has just because he has better social skills, basically, and he and they have an apartment together and stuff. They're not gay or anything. They're just there. So then they continue with the story with Seth Rogen's in the movie version, and we continue with that, and it gets increasingly weird and bizarre, and this guy trying to put together this movie, and he writes a script, and then he goes and gets a film crew and film. And when you're filming a movie, you customarily don't buy the equipment; you rent it. He bought it, so apparently he's rich. Yeah, and no one can seem to figure out what this guy is. In the movie, they imply he's a vampire or some kind of a weird maverick thing or something. Maybe the lost son of Andy Warhol. I don't know, but yeah. But his accent, although impedimented, I figured it out. I think I got an idea, because this kind of accent was very similar to the one used in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which is a Netherlands sort of accent. And also it's very similar to the Friesen accent of some of my ancestors from the grandmother's side, although she did not have much of an accent. That whole sort of Midwestern Michigander thing. Even though in the movie they claim Louisiana and the Bayou, but no, that guy's not from the Bayou. That guy's from somewhere in the Netherlands. And he clearly has sort of a Netherlands accent, and he wants to be like Mark, and he wants to do things, and make the movie films. Yeah, not German quite, but more Netherlands, Dutch, yeah, not Deutsch, Dutch, yeah. And he's going to make the movie films and become the famous. Yeah, so that kind of thing, Und Stempelbund, yeah. But yes, he's probably Dutch. With a little bit of something else thrown in there, probably Slavic. But that's probably just the Dutch and some sort of other element. I wouldn't say that he's on the spectrum of autism, but he's definitely somewhere like it. CDS, probably somewhere. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. It's probably more ADD, but just something else, but with a little OCD thrown in there. So yeah, he's not autistic. He's just sort of on his own wavelength. Which yeah, I knew people like that in high school. But yes, but I didn't know him. And yes, his movie has garnished a cult following, even though it only made about $180,000 when it came out. It broke even on DVD. By the year 2014, he'd made enough money to garnish the idea of doing a movie out of making his movie, which is really meta. So, um, yeah. So the next, this is a millennial movie, liked by all millennials. Yeah. So, yeah, it's unique. Yeah. I keep going back to myself. My stuff is just as weird and unique, but in a different way. I tend to be more deadpan, actually. Uh, I bring other characters that I play, and they're more comical, but my main character is more deadpan. So yeah, so The Room, and also this other one. It's about a guy who lives in a room apartment allegedly in San Francisco, and with his friends there and his girlfriend, fiance. That's his universe, and she's cheating on him, but they're gonna get married, and he essentially he goes slowly mad about it. Well, from being betrayed, and then the main character kills himself at the end. It's messed up. So yeah, it seems like a dark comedy movie, if anything. But originally it was meant to be a drama. But then he switched gears and said it's a comedy. Comedic film to produce. Yes, you like my comedic films? Yeah. Hi, Mark. No. Hopefully Tommy Wazoo doesn't get mad at me. No, I liked it, so it's fine. Um, yeah, your movie is not nearly as bad as like Battlefield Earth or Last Airbender, the movie, or Dragon Ball Evolution. It's not nearly that bad. I mean, it's watchable. It's like, it's funny. Yeah, it's not like those. It's not like Gem and the Holograms. That movie version. It's not like Fantastic Four, a little bit, but I would put it on a par with Plan 9 from Outer Space. Ed Wood, Glen or Glenda, like Glen or Glenda. Some of those odder movies. It's just a quirky little thing. Actually, another movie it reminds me of is there's a Robin Williams movie that was called not Moscow on the Hudson. It was called the Fisher King. Reminds me of that. It's a random oddity thing, goofy character in New York who's on his own planet, and he's like a homeless guy. The Fisher King, yeah. He's supposed to be an allegory, Christ allegory, I guess. But sure, yeah, and his woman is his world, his universe. But she's shy, introverted. Different characters, but it reminds me of that movie. It's a quirky movie. It reminds me a little of Benny and June as well. That was my generation's like sort of quirky, like living together in a room kind of thing. Movie. Benny and June with young Johnny Depp, I believe, was in that. Yeah, so it's been done, but in his version, it's unique. And The Room, and The Disaster Artist. I would dare say that The Disaster Artist, because I like the premise, Oscar worthy. The movie, ironically, the movie that he was trying to your remake of the movie is actually worthy of. It's going to get a Clara Award definitely for movie. Let's say I get a Clara Award for independent film. Clara Award. I haven't seen very many other ones in the category. Although the previews included some fun-looking independent films that are coming out. There's one in which there's a sociopathic girl and her friend who is emotionally wrecked, and they decide to plot a murder. That looks interesting. To check that out. Also, there is. I haven't seen Lady Bird yet. I've heard good things about that. Yeah, and Star Wars is coming out next week, and we'll be on the premiere of the Star Wars, and then I'll have to tell you about it later because there's going to be music and stuff in the background and whatever. So yeah, Star Wars. I'm not in this one. The action figures though aren't as good. The action figures in the toy stores are lesser quality, and even the larger ones are the wrong scale to the other ones. So that's kind of a bummer. Also, some of the DC ones are like that too. It's like, why are you guys chinsing out on the figures? We can totally tell. Don't do that. So yeah, my C-3PO is a little smaller than the other ones. But yeah. So yeah. Wow, what's going on here? So, right on. Yes, intellectuals just filming the films. Yeah. So. Tommy Wiseau. Yes, The Room. And The Disaster Artist by the guy that did the helped on it, assistant actor. It's fun. A good bad movie, basically. Cult classic movie. Yeah, it wasn't really like Rocky Horror or something like that. It's not going to have that kind of status, but it is definitely unique, different. He's got his own brand of ideas going on there, and yeah, so and yeah, and I was saying about the Kal Kat show stuff earlier. I did about 7 seasons of the Kal Kat show on YouTube, but kept all my channels going anyway after that was over in 2015. And my reviews channel is now bigger than all the other channels. And the reviews channel has all this other stuff. So even though there aren't a lot of subscribers, over thousands of people have gone to my website, checked out my channel. So like and subscribe to the Kal Kat channel. And all of them, the reviews channel is bigger. And there is an impact in the internet sphere of Kal Kat. You can type that in there. Kal Kat is, of course, a pseudonym for Adam Brown. But not the guy from Australia, that's somebody else. Yeah, it's not that guy. But yes, the which some of my other stuff is coming out in 2018. Yeah, I'll be at Fanime and Big Wow. And it's not Big Wow anymore. It's going to be San Jose Comic-Con and then Fanime. We missed the toy show on the 3rd. I didn't go to that. But there will be another one. So, in March, probably. March or April. So, yeah, we'll be back to that. Doing that. Yeah. And I'm not sure who we're going to get to. Since I'm not in charge of the Fanime people. But I'm hoping that since it's gamers, that we get Angry Video Game Nerd, and that we get, because he was there last time. Maybe Nostalgia Critic could come back. That'd be cool. But bring some of them, because they do the comic book nerd thing. So, that's kind of cool. Also, they should get Angry Joe to come, too, because he's a game guy. Because that would be awesome. And then we could have a scene in which Kal Kat walks up and says hi to him or something. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm not in charge of the programming. I'm just saying that would be cool if that happened. So, yeah. This is a review of... and I know that it actually is an cultural impact of Kal Kat, at least locally, because at Fanime, more so than Comic-Con, San Jose Comic-Con was just kind of... everybody was there. It was a bigger event, and it was all from all over the world. But Fanime is a little more local, and there's more local flavor and more YouTube celebs there and stuff. People that have a lot more views than people than me, and they were all there. I wasn't even on the program. I was just there. And yeah, during the Fanime thing, I think I mentioned during the review of the Fanime. Yeah, it was weird, like seeing people dressed like me. There were also people dressed like Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, but there were people dressed like me, and I don't even have any, maybe those were the 25 people that go on the main channel, I don't know, or the 40 people on the other channel. It's not very many, but yeah, there were some Kal Kats, Clint Cowpokes, Silly Kellys. It was bizarre, and and they knew who they were, right? And at one point there was a scene in which I walked up and said, "Oh, yeah, that's a nice Clint Cowpoke costume you got there." And he said, "Oh, yours is nice too." And I said, "I'm Clint Cowpoke." And he's, "I'm the guy." But yeah, yeah, I'll be by later. But yes, and then there was somebody else that was doing a Kal Kat. Or Silly Kelly, actually, he corrected me. He said, "I'm Silly Kelly." Well, okay, so am I. But, so really? Yeah, he's local. He's San Jose guy. So, oh. Yeah, yeah, he's totally local. Subscribe to my channel. Okay, go there. Yeah, he's not even in LA or anything. It's, which is weird because like random strangers dressing like me. That's strange. But yes, I'm sure Tommy Wasu would like that if they were dressing like him, you know. But yes, yes, it definitely was a Frisian Dutch accent. Yes, very much so. Yeah, but a little more over the top. Over the snowpack, you should say. And then there's Frozen. Let go. Yes. And I bet some of them folks that walk down the road think that the Hershey Trail is the name of that pathway over there. Nope, that song is not really about a pathway. It's being gross. But, oh well. Anyways, so yeah, go watch the. Sure, why not? Go watch the thing, live broadcast here. I should leave in the technical gaffes, the two that occurred. Sure.